Alright, so, welcome. This is very different from what I usually do. Usually I do like a video where I react to gameplay, usually in a story mode setting, and usually shit on the game. The more I shit on the game, the more I like it, unless it's Jedi Fallen Order, in which case I hate it. Like, genuinely. So this is like a bunch of update videos combined together. Because usually I make, I've historically made a lot of update videos, but then felt like either they weren't worthwhile. If it was someone else doing it, I wouldn't watch it, or it was just too much information, and I was concerned about what people would do with it. So, because I don't know, I just don't like talking about myself too much. I like talking about myself a lot, but when I do, but not like on the internet. This being annoying in real life. So, yes, people who know me and are watching this, I am self-aware. Okay. Oh yeah, so I want to talk about where this channel's been and where I've been philosophically, and where it's going philosophically. And if that's not a very interesting topic, I don't blame you, but you know, you can watch a funny video of mine, hopefully. My favorite video is the second Spider-Man video. I would recommend that one if you, for some reason, this is your first video of mine you're seeing. The first Asphalt video, pretty good too. I like that one. So, yeah, those are some recommendations. Sorry, so, okay, so let's start at the beginning. I started making videos because I grew up watching this guy called Call Me Kevin. Up until about 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. So back when I was in high school, I would watch him a lot, like every day, because he would upload every day. I don't know how he did it, and every video was gold to me. So I watched him for a while, and his sense of humor was very similar to what I felt mine was, and so I was like, you know, this is great. And then I think come like 11th or 12th grade, I started wanting to make videos, so I would use the PS4 recording option and record like 15-minute snippets and then edit it down using a software called OpenShot, which was free. If I could do it again, I would have used a software called DaVinci Resolve, the free version. That's what I use currently, and it's very good. It's like extremely good for free software. OpenShot and Shotcut, which are two softwares I've used to edit, have a lot of problems. So there you go. There's a little aside for you. So my first few videos were on a different channel, and it was the extent of editing was I didn't even know how to zoom in on stuff or follow people. Like, you know, if I wanted to make it a funny moment, I would zoom in on a droid and then like have the video follow that droid's head or something like that. I didn't know how to do any of that. The extent of my editing was putting up like text boxes of like jokes or like snarky comments, and that was it. And it would be Battlefront 2 videos. And I did like 5 or 6 of those. And I tried one Minecraft video, like survival Minecraft, where I just rambled the whole time about like politics and the future of robots taking over people's jobs, and I think something about the discovery of fire. So that's where I started, and my microphone was my laptop microphone, so you couldn't make out anything I was saying, and I had to include subtitles for the whole video. So that was around, yeah, so that was the summer before I started college. Or was that no, that was fall, that was the year before I started college. And then when I got to college, I did not adjust at all to the new, I went like basically across the country. And I didn't really adjust to the area or the people. It's a very different culture. And so, to give myself something to do, because I needed it for my own sanity, I started another YouTube channel, and I started actually trying to make videos, and I discovered that I actually liked editing, which it can be a little, not monotonous, what's the word? Like monotonous, but not the same thing. Like, the word that you would need to be tenacious for, I don't know. It can be a lot, but I enjoy the process. Eventually, I came up with an idea. I actually came up with this idea before I went to college, so I don't know, but the idea was to go on to a Minecraft SMP and just mess with people on it. Just like, not mess with people in a mean way, but more like how Call Me Kevin would do it, which is like, you're messing with people and they know you're messing with them, but they're having fun. Everyone's having fun. That's what I go for, because I don't want to be mean, you know, it's the point of that. Like, you know, you see a lot of people trolling on servers, but it's always at someone's expense, and that's not great, especially if you're airing it out on the internet. So that's one hot take I'll give, is if you're gonna mess with someone and you're gonna be mean to them, and they don't know you're recording, at least give them privacy. You know, they're just playing a game as themselves, or you don't know what's whatever. Oh yeah, so I joined this server, and it ends up being a content creator server. It's if you know who I'm Carson is, that's a fellow content creator. He's the guy who ran it, and he's the guy who posted that. I didn't see at all, and it said it 3 times. I didn't see that it said content creator server on it. So I was, but the people on it ended up being cool, and so I got along well with them and just stuck around. So that began the era of me collaborating with people for YouTube. It was supposed to be a content creator SMP. Eventually that idea fell apart as people started dropping off the content creator train, and which is okay, you know, life comes first. But yeah, so fast forward a little bit, and season 1 of Portals SMP, at the time it was called Parallels SMP, that dies because there was a winter storm, and Carson's server lost power for like a minute, and yeah, the world wasn't being backed up for whatever reason. So season 1 dies, and so this one person on the server invites me to their server, and so I'm like, oh yeah, sure, you know, I got nothing better to do, and you seem cool, so yeah, I'd like to join your server. And too crowded, Jesus. So on that server, I was like talking to people, and I'm a fairly private person, just in real life. I don't really give a lot of information to people unless they're my close friends, and that's just how I am, and that's how I guess I was raised. My family's like that too. So, yeah, but I started feeling like I should be even more private. Like, if I would tell a story, and keep in mind, this is like, this experience was the first time I had interacted with people I didn't know over Discord, this whole SMP server thing. So it being the first time, I was like, a little wary. But on that server, I began to be, even though I was enjoying talking to, I keep ending up in this room. Even though I was enjoying talking to people on that server, I was like, if I'm telling a story, like for example, I said I was in marching band and that I had traveled to a place, like a specific city that was very nice. And then I was like, wait, that's too much information that could let them know where I live. So I'll be like, oh, but we flew there. We didn't fly there, we took a bus. And then stuff like, okay, well, dude, it's so hot. It's like 85 degrees here. And then later, it's like 30 degrees here, like in the same month. And that ended up, unfortunately, paying off because I found out sometime later from one of the people on the server we were talking. I was just running around on the server. They were like, "Oh yeah, so we made a Google Doc of where we thought you lived, but it makes no sense." And I'm like, "What the? Can you not?" And I think they stopped. Well, they did stop because this is like a year and a half ago, but they stopped. I don't think when they said they did, they stopped a little bit later. So that caused that didn't single-handedly. There are a lot of people that aren't like well-adjusted that live on Discord. Let's just say, and I'm sorry about the lack of clarity on that, but I don't want to be specific, and I think that covers a few of the bases. So yeah, I started to act fairly, or be very paranoid about information I gave, to the point that only recently did I stop doing the lying thing. I was like, yeah, this is eating at me, it's not good for me, I need to stop. I just want to butt in to clarify that the context for this stuff, for a lot of this stuff, is lost in privated videos, streams that weren't saved, and just interactions on Discord. So that's part of the reason why I didn't do an updated video, because I'm like, the YouTube audience doesn't know what I'm talking about, but there's the context. But then I was like, so this is, I skipped forward a lot because it was just, what are you shooting at? Because it was just like, only recently has this been like, I mean, it's been on my mind for a long time, but I didn't know what to exactly do about it. These days, I talk to much fewer people over Discord, only the people I, like. And so, I mean, if I don't talk to you, and you're watching this, it's not because I don't like you, it's just the people who I talk to, I do like, with the exception of some people. For the most part, I like it. Just, this is not going well. Okay, sick. So, that's true though. Okay, that's not true. Is that true? I don't know. It's just complicated. People are complicated. Only recently have I been like, okay, I would much rather just do either solo content or content with, like, videos with people I know, and stick to mostly YouTube videos, because it's just easier in terms of that, because it's not only that people I meet can be weird, it's that it's a little taste of what an audience can be like if they get too fanatic. And I'm sure you've seen audiences do that. I'm not talking about anyone in particular, but it's just, that's how the internet is these days. And so I was thinking, like, okay, so I want to be more open with my audience. I want it to be something where I don't have to worry about that so much. How do I do that? And so I came to the conclusion that the difference between, why is it that certain YouTubers and streamers can protect their identity so much in terms of, like, not using a face cam, not saying what their name is, not even their first name, not saying where they live, and still their audience doesn't respect their wish to be private. And then why is it that you have people who are very open about their identities and they don't have those problems? And I think it comes down to, my hypothesis is that it comes down to the kind of community you build on that site. So, if you focus a lot about building a community that is into your content, but not so much onto building a healthy community and setting boundaries and all that stuff, you're going to get people who aren't very responsible and respectful. And I wrote all this down on a video script, and I made the video, and I never uploaded it. I think, if I remember correctly, it ended something with, all I want to do with this YouTube thing, that my main goal is to cultivate a community that is a bunch of those traits. Because I feel like not enough, now I'm pacing, I feel like not enough small content creators are really thinking about that. I mean, for me it's worrying because I'm always concerned about, like, okay, what game am I playing? Okay, what does the audience look like? Is the audience toxic? How are people going to react to this joke? Is the joke going to offend anyone that I don't want to be? Unfairly? Is stuff like that? Is me playing a gay romance game and making fun of the characters like I always do? Is that going to attract homophobes? I actually recently, so I personally, and it's okay if you have painted nails, like, sometimes, like, if you think it makes you look good, but, like, personally, I generally, from a, like, find people attractive sense, I don't usually like when people have nails painted. I don't get it. But I was on Instagram, and I saw so many people getting mad at it's always the top comment on Instagram that's like fucking disgusting, and it's getting upvoted, and I'm like, and all the comments are like disagreeing, so I'm like, I don't get it. Everyone was getting so mad at this guy. It was a funny video, and I didn't even notice that he had his nails painted until I looked at the comments. And so I was like, okay, well, what if during a bit I include a portion of the video where it has it just has my hands in the shot, maybe I'm holding something, and it won't have anything to do with anything. Anything to do with my nails, but I'll paint my nails specifically just for that video, just to piss off the homophobes and misogynists so they leave. I mean, I've thought about it. I don't know. I would have to take it off right after, because I don't like the look personally, but on me is what I mean. I don't care about other people. Like, oh, you have painted nails, well, fuck you. It's not like oh, well, Luke didn't like it. I thought about it. I've thought about it. I would need to get, I would need to learn how to paint my nails. What do I do? Like, what's a good color for that? Is blue like an obvious color? Maybe red? No, I don't think red would look good. I could do black painted nails, because that's like neutral enough. I don't know. I'm not really into the look for me. So, I don't know. Think about it. I think it'll be funny though. And that the gay game is something I thought about. I was playing this game called Yearning, a Gay Simulator, a long time ago, and I probably still like the video. I did so many different voices for all the characters. I thought it was pretty creative on my part. Not to pat myself on the back. Maybe I'll combine it. Maybe I'll do the nail video in that video. Right, so then I get rid of... So then I piss off everyone. I think I talked about everything I wanted to talk about. Primary goal is the audience. poor experience with people and privacy. I didn't get into all the details of the other times I felt uncomfortable, but I don't think I don't know. It's good enough, you know. And yeah, so I don't know if I want to do this sort of style of video. I haven't edited it yet, so I don't know how I feel about it yet. But maybe once in a while. Alright, so I'll see you guys later. Bye. That's you if you're homophobic. Hey, there you go.